Well, it's been a while since I've done anything on this DOS channel, but for all 6 of you out there, I thought it might be quite fun to make a little video about something that I recently obtained, which I haven't actually tried out yet, so this could go either way. But what you can see here is my nice little Toshiba 4850CT. It's a 486 laptop, which I got a while ago actually, and it's running Windows 3.1 and I think DOS version 5, possibly version 6, I actually can't remember now. It's been a while since I've really used it actively. But it's got a floppy drive, you can see down here, which is broken. It wasn't broken when I first got it, but it seems to have broken now, and based on some preliminary research, by which I mean asking other people smarter than me what's going on with it, it sounds like it's kaput. And the problem with these floppy drives is that they're almost impossible to replace. They use a drive belt, which itself is pretty difficult to get hold of, and once that drive belt goes, the floppy drive just stops working. Also, as I do know because I've actually done a disassembly of this laptop once before, you have to basically pull the entire thing apart just to get to the floppy drive. And, well, to be honest, given that it's not really something that you can repair anyway, at least not for me, it felt like this was a bit of a shame because it doesn't have any other way of getting files on or off it. I do have a zip drive which I can plug into it, but I've also got, I mean this is just a few here, but I've got quite a lot of floppy disks, and it did kind of feel a bit sad that I wouldn't be able to use the floppy disks with it anymore. So what I've found online is that it is possible to get a parallel port floppy drive, and that's what we're going to take a look at. Yeah, so here it is. It's made by a company called Backpack, who are based in the US. Well, I don't know if they're still going anymore, probably not. But they basically made this series of devices. You can see them all on the top of the box here. They're all parallel port devices. So you've got parallel port hard drive, goodness knows how that performs, tape drive, CD drive, a 5¼ inch disc parallel port drive, and this particular one, which is what this box claims to contain. You really hope that it does contain it, because I haven't actually opened the box yet. You can see it's still sealed. Yeah, it's going to be fun to see whether this, well, first of all, contains what I hope it contains, and secondly, if it even works, because, well, as far as I know, this was something made back in the 90s, and yeah, who knows what time has done to it. But I am kind of optimistic, given that it is still sealed in its original box. That would suggest that it's still in original condition, and there shouldn't be anything that's gone wrong with it. Hopefully this floppy drive doesn't use some terrible rubber perishing band belt mechanism, but well, let's find out. Alright, well, I've got it on a tripod now, so hopefully this will do the business. I'm hoping that my fat arm isn't going to completely cover the box, but anyway, here we go. Now, this is not meant to be some kind of fancy unboxing video. I don't really go in for that kind of thing generally. I mean, I have filmed myself opening stuff that's still in its original cellophane, but really I'm just interested in what's inside it, and not too fussed about making this some kind of aesthetic, vicarious thrill for people that are into that kind of thing. But really I just want to get the cellophane off this and figure out whether this really does contain what it claims, first of all. That would be a good start. So, right, let's see what's going on in here. Alright. Oh, it's a bit stiff on this side. You can tell that I'm a professional at this kind of thing. Try not to break the box. There we go. Ooh. Now that's interesting. Who wrote that? I wonder if that's I wonder if that was fake polythene around the edge. Okay, well, no, so far so good. We've got the Backpack manual here. Looks like it is. Well, it does say that it's for the diskette drive system, so that's a good start. A bit of packaging here. Oh, good. I'm pleased. I'm pleased it's actually got its own parallel cable. I did think this video might have to be drawn short while I go and find a parallel cable. I mean, I have got a few buried away, but you never know which combination you're going to need. Okay, this has got a, look like we've got the always get these the wrong way around. That's female, isn't it? And that's male. There we are. Hoping this is some sort of power. Let's have a look. Oh, it is. Ah, oh, brilliant. It's an American plug. Right, well, I'm going to have to go and find a converter for that before we can go much further. But there you go. As I said, it is a US produced product, and well, there's some evidence for it there. Okay, and moment of truth, this is the drive. Let's hope that it is the drive that it claims to be, and that it is a 3.5 rather than a 5 1/4. That's looking pretty hopeful to me, pretty positive. I think we're good. I think we're good here. Oh, okay, there we go. That just comes straight out. There we are. Well, it's not a bad little drive. It's not too chunky. I was slightly concerned it might be enormous, but that's all right. That's okay. I can live with that. And we've got the so actually it has the ability to plug obviously into the computer, and then because it uses the parallel port, of course, back in the day that would have been quite annoying if you wanted a printer, so you can actually run your printer through it. So probably got some extra electronics going on inside to support that. Oh, I love this. You need more switches like this. I think there's something very, very satisfying about that kind of switch. Right, but number one concern is we're going to need to be able to power this thing. So, right, I'll go and see if I can find a US to UK converter. I'm pretty sure I've got one somewhere. Right, well, this was a bit of an interesting find. I opened up the manual just now and found this, which suggests that along with, well, this one's pretty useless. I mean, you're not going to be able to install the drivers if you don't have a 3.5-inch floppy drive, which I don't think you'd have bought one of these back in the day if you already had a 3.5-inch drive. It's probably not the most efficient way of adding another drive. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty useless to me. But unfortunately, so is this. I don't have a 5 1/4-inch disk drive either. Goodness only knows if this disk is still okay. I mean, to be fair, it's been inside a sealed box for all this time, so it may well still be a viable disk, but obviously without the drive, that means I don't have the ability to install the driver, which kind of puts us into a bit of a loop here. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use the zip drive. Thank goodness I've got the zip drive. Going to have to use the zip drive to get the drivers onto a zip disk, get that connected to the laptop, put the drivers onto the laptop via the zip disk, and then install them, and then we should be able to plug this in with my US to UK plug adapter as well, and then perhaps we'll be in business. Okay, this is going to take a little bit longer than I thought, and I'm not going to record all of that because it'd be extremely boring, but I will see if I can get this up and running this afternoon some way, somehow. But yes, this is a bit like that Michael McIntyre sketch about scissors inside packaging that you need scissors to open. Bit of an infinite loop here. But anyway, thank goodness for the zip drive. Okay, well, this is looking promising. So we've got the zip drive running over here. I'm running the installation wizard, which this is turning into a bit of a farce. I had to then use a USB pen drive to go and download the drivers, because of course this machine, being Windows 98, is not connected to the internet, because that wouldn't be a safe thing to do. So I had to go and download the drivers on my other machine and then put them onto the USB pen drive, and now bring them over here, which I'm now running the setup wizard for. And well, I'm hoping that it's going to eventually detect that there is in fact a zip drive connected on the parallel port. Let's see how this goes. Hello, my old friend. Right, well, got there eventually, so you can see I finally managed to copy those necessary drivers. There they are there. You can see that they're nicely stored on my zip disk here. So I should be able to now, well, actually I didn't need to do that because I'm just going to now connect this to the Toshiba. But anyway, it was a satisfying zip drive clunk, wasn't it? So anyway, let's pop that back in again. And yeah, next thing is to plug it into the Toshiba. Right, okay, so let's pop this one back in. And here we go. This is the Toshiba. I'm just running it on its own for the time being, because all I'm interested in doing is getting the drivers off. Oh, marvellous. I always get that lovely message. Something wrong with the CMOS battery. I think I've replaced it before, but anyway, who knows what's going on there. Cool, so yes, it's just going to boot up, and I think I should have DOS configured to use the zip drive, so I shouldn't even need to go into Windows 3.1. I'm pretty sure that I had, yes, there we go, I thought I did. I have an iOmega zip configuration in my config sys, so this should automatically detect the zip disk as we go into DOS. Lovely. Yeah, there we go. So PC cards, D through E, here we go. There it is. It's popping in the drivers there for the zip drive. Looks like it's going to use letter F. So if I go to F, there we are, and there we go, the files. So what we're going to do is CD to, oops, I'm typing one-handed here. Might have to bring back the tripod in a minute if I can't quite get this to work with just one hand, but all we should have to do now is run this backprep file, backprep drive installation configuration. This program will install the backpack drive software on a DOS system disk. Do you load DOS from a hard disk? I do. What is your hard disk letter? C. Okay, you have the option to assign drive letter B to the first backpack drive. This is done when the computer only has one floppy drive. Yes, I'm going to do that. So do you want the first backpack drive to be drive B? Yes, that sounds good to me. Installation is complete. You must reboot the system. Right, well, before doing that, I'm going to sort out, because we're going to need to take away the zip drive now. Thanks very much for your service. You've done what I needed, but the next thing to do is get the actual parallel floppy drive up and running. Fingers crossed. By the way, in the intermission there, I did find a suitable converter, so I should be able to plug the power in there and then get a nice UK out there. This is a pretty decent converter, actually. It works in both directions. So yeah, hopefully we should be able to be up in business in just a moment. Okay, everybody, let's just take a moment to reflect. You can probably tell from the lighting that this is a different time of day. In fact, it's a different day altogether. So I said something rather foolish just now, that, oh, well, yeah, this is powered by an American transformer. No problem, I'll just stick an adapter on it. Yeah, don't do that, don't do that. Yeah, it's important to read labels on things, you know. So this is actually a 9-volt AC 1 amp adapter. Just sticking on a UK plug adapter is not a good idea when you consider that the input for this device is 117 volts AC, 60 hertz, 15 watts. That's not UK power. UK power is 240 volts, 50 hertz. So sticking an adapter that you might find for going on holiday with on one of these, not a good idea. Thankfully, I did realise this before potentially destroying this floppy drive, which came all the way from the US, and, well, let's just say it wasn't cheap. Now, what that led me to do, and why this is now a different day, is actually seek out a proper adapter. So this is a UK plug, and it is, you probably can't read the writing there, it's a bit tiny, but it is input 240 volts, 50 hertz, and the output is indeed 9 volts, 1 amp, and it's AC. So we're going to give this a go. I'm going to plug it in. I've already got the drive hooked up on the parallel port here. Drivers are all installed. So yeah, I'm really hoping that now that I've got the right power source, this is all going to work. Fingers crossed. I am literally filming this as I try it. So if it doesn't work, that's the video you're going to get. But hopefully it will work. So yeah, let's hope that the backpack doesn't let me down. All right, well, you get to see what a complete mess I maintain on this desk. Got a power socket over here. Let's try and get this in and get some power to the floppy. There we go, that's in. Right, well, I suppose the first test is to see, move that US one out of the way, don't need that anymore. Let's see if we at least get the drive to register some power. So I'm just gonna plug this in here. Oh yeah, let's flick the switch there. And that's a good sign. We've got a green light here. it is definitely getting power. So I'm going to fire up the Toshiba. And what should happen, he says, is as we get onto this screen, oh god, look at my reflection in the mirror, oh dear, let's try and angle that to one side, goodness me, no one needs to see that at this time of night. Right, okay, F1 to continue, oh yes, this is the usual CMOS nonsense, yes, I don't need to know what the time is. Alright, so what should happen is I'll get my option for the config.sys menu, and I can pick, I think I set it up under the default menu, so yeah, default configuration. We don't need the zip drive this time. Trusty zip drive though he is, we don't need him on this particular occasion. So what should happen now, hopefully, is, yeah, there we go, backpack.sys is using 12.75k of memory. I don't think that device error has got anything to do with this, at least I hope it doesn't. Oh yes, probably would help if I had a floppy disk. Just a second. I've got some floppy disks in here. That'll do. All right. Okay. So let's pop that in the drive now. The letter that we have for the device is not A. It's actually B, because A is still this trickster down here who doesn't work. So we're going to go for B. Fingers crossed. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, well this is a good sign. Look, we haven't had a abort, retry or fail yet, so let's do a dir. Volume is drive B. And I think that's a Sound Blaster driver. Oh, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. I mean, it might not be the speediest floppy drive you've ever seen, but it is a 3.5-inch floppy disk running off this very nice backpack device via the parallel port, even with a UK plug, and we're in business. So the fact that this drive doesn't work anymore is no longer a problem. I can load as many floppies as I like, and I think we'll give it a go. But I think if I pop into Windows 3.11, Windows for work groups, I'll have you know, we should find. Oh, yes, I haven't plugged in the ridiculous mouse device. These Toshibas, by the way, I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they came with these rather ridiculous devices that you were supposed to slot in. I mean, I can't slot it in now. Well, I mean, I physically can slot it in now, but it won't work because you have to have it connected before you turn the machine on. But yeah, they're awful. I don't like using them at all. The buttons for them are weirdly sort of like a sort of trigger button. I don't know who likes it. I mean, and also I'm not a big fan of trackballs either. So anyway, we're not going to use that, but I think I should just about manage to navigate via the keyboard here. And if I go to disk, select drive, and then go up to B, in theory, here we go. Oh, okay. You may not necessarily appreciate how exciting this is. It is, at the end of the day, we're talking about a 3.5-inch floppy disk, but the fact that I can actually now use a floppy drive both in DOS and in Windows 3.11 on this machine, bearing in mind what I said earlier about the fact that this is useless and basically beyond repair. I don't want to have to pull this thing apart and try and refit a rubber band to the thing because, I mean, in all likelihood it wouldn't work, and also it's me and I'm not very good at that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is joyous. I can now use floppy drives with this machine, which was designed to be my DOS powerhouse and a bit of Windows 3.11 for fun as well. Basically, what I wanted for this machine is to be able to run all of the great, the classics of DOS games on this machine, and obviously a floppy drive is a bit of a prerequisite for that. If you want the full old school experience, you do need a floppy drive. I mean, I know good old zip drive over there. I mean, he's fine and he works perfectly well with this machine. But I've got so many floppies from long ago, and it's just good to be able to bring them back to life on this machine. And on top of that, the one thing I didn't probably mention earlier in the video, you might have caught a glimpse of it in the corner, and if you're on my Discord server, you'll probably be aware of me referring to something called the Monster Dock. I'm probably going to do a separate video on that because it's worth it. But long story short, it's a docking device for this Toshiba, and it has ISA buses. So you've got 2 ISA slots that you can put things like Sound Blaster cards into, and that means that you get full Sound Blaster sound in DOS on a Toshiba laptop, which, you know, not many laptops from that period could boast. I mean, you probably heard the Windows diddly-ding as we came in. It does have an onboard sound card, but it only works in Windows, or at least the sound effects only work in Windows. I think the MIDI works in DOS, but the sound effects only work in Windows. And, you know, if you're playing a game of Doom, let's face it, it's no good having the Doom soundtrack and the PC squeaker doing the sound effects. What you really want is the full works, and that's what the Monster Dock in combination with the relevant sound card will do. The dock also has a bay, which I'm hoping to fit a CD-ROM drive to. Haven't done that yet, but that's on the cards. So yeah, ultimately, what I originally thought of as being a portable DOS machine is basically going to end up being the biggest machine that I own, because not only have I now got this, I'm going to now be putting it into the Monster Dock and bolting on all sorts of extras. Probably going to need some speakers as well, because otherwise I'll only get the sound out through headphones. Yeah, so it's gonna grow, but it's fun. And, you know, why not? Oh, there you go. He's turned off for some reason. Well, that's probably the end of the video then. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Maybe there was a bit of a loose connection on the power. Either that or it's gone into some kind... Oh no, power saving. There you go. Anyway, I think it was a message that I should probably stop here, because I've been rabbiting on for quite a long time, and this video was really only supposed to be about the backpack, which is working. Very excited about that. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it here, and yes, I hope that you'll join me for more DOS adventures in the future featuring this wonderful Toshiba T4850CT. But until the next time, I'm going to leave it here, and for the 6 of you watching this, thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. It is really tiny at the moment. I hope maybe over time I might get a few more people take an interest. But for now, thanks to you worthy 6, and I hope you've enjoyed this and you'll join me for the next DOS adventure. And until then, goodbye.